Hello, folks. It's here, Scotty.
The Second Amendment is one of 10 amendments that form the Bill of Rights, ratified in 1791 by the U.S. Congress. The importance of the Second Amendment is that it allows citizens to own firearms and protect themselves without restrictions from the government. It also gives citizens the right to fend off against a tyrannical government and protect themselves from foreign and domestic attacks if the government won't. The Second Amendment was included in the Constitution so the government could not take over. The history of firearms in the U.S. is indeed complex and deeply rooted in the country's development. After the American Revolution, firearms were not only tools for hunting and protection, but also symbols of independence and self-reliance. Over time, the role of firearms and attitudes towards them have evolved significantly. Marketing, politics, and societal changes have all contributed to America's current landscape of gun ownership. For instance, in the early 1900s, gun control laws were semi-restrictive, even in the so-called Wild West, where towns like Dodge City, Kansas, had laws prohibiting the carrying of firearms. The Federal Gun Control Act of 1968 marked a significant shift in gun legislation, influenced by the assassinations of prominent figures like President John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King, Jr. These laws were emotionally charged and went astray of the Second Amendment rights for the United States citizens. Today, the debate around firearms continues, with discussions often centered on guns look scary along with misinformation that the AR-15 is a machine gun and public safety concerns. The conversation around weapons of war typically refers to the modern semi-automatic firearms that are upgrades from the muskets of the past, and this remains a contentious point in the national dialogue about gun control. Nonetheless, the Supreme Court, with the court's most recent rulings, have made it clear that laws in cities and states, to include federal, have to use text history and tradition when trying to make laws that make law-abiding citizens felons. We are to the point in this generation that there were more laws on the books that any citizen alive in this country has committed a felony at some point. This opens the door for more division and political prosecution of any person they don't agree with. Tell me what you think. Have we reached a point where the division cannot be cured? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Many thanks, my friends. Remember, it's people like you who value the Constitution who will change the tone.